All right. So what math operation do I do here?
You gotta cross out the.
Oh, I got to cross out some units. Yeah, there you go. And some species too. And then what math operation do I do? This multiply across the top. Okay? And I multiply those two numbers and I get 1.38846 grams of aluminum hydroxide. How many significant digits do I need? 3 of them, because the leading zeros are not significant. 1, 2, 3, underline from this 8 over. And the answer then is 1.39 grams of aluminum hydroxide. That is the answer.
What happened if my decimal got decimal 4 and 6?
Say what now?
The decimal on my calculator is in between the 4 and 6.
You must have plugged something in wrong. Did you put your decimal place in the right place in these two numbers?
Yeah, I put zeros.
You got to be careful now. If you have a graphing calculator and can see your numbers, you got to go back and check your setup. And if you don't have a graphing calculator, absolutely do your math at least twice. Okay, it wouldn't hurt for you to do the math twice anyway, but you know it would be a shame to have all the setup perfect and just miss something because you put your decimal in the wrong place. Now, having said that, most of the points on a problem like this come from the setup, not from the numbers you calculate in the calculator. Got it? I mean, a problem like this on a test might be worth, say if it's worth 25 points, you say you did everything right and you just got this answer wrong, you might get 24 out of 25. Okay? All right. Yeah. All right. Would you like to find a way to cut out some of the math?
No.
Fred says yeah. Jamila says no. India doesn't want to. Why would you not want to find a little bit easier way to do this? It's not really a shortcut. It's just a way of taking these 3 problems and making it one problem. All right. Okay. No, it makes it shorter. All right. So I'll do this for Fred then. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. If you'll pay attention, you might find this is actually easier. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this 3 grams of KOH here and put it down here. Notice I turn my paper sort of long way, okay?
Oh, this is the table where you have to put it long way?
Yep. And I'm going to put it over 1 just like I did before. I'm going to go ahead and write this conversion unit exactly the same way. And I can go ahead and cancel units and species, just like I would have done in the previous problem. Or the other version of the same problem. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm not going to do the equals yet now. All right. You got this part? All right. Now, instead of calculating an answer here, transferring it down here, I'm just going to put in this next. Just this part right here. Okay? Well, you'll have to figure out how to get there, but I don't need parentheses there. Well, guess what? I can still cancel the units and species, just like I did in that step. Okay. Now, instead of doing an equal sign here, calculating that number, transferring it down here, I'm just going to plug this in right here. It's kind of getting off the screen over here a little bit. And I can cancel the units and species still. So using this dimensional analysis approach, I've just got one long problem instead of three. But let's be careful about how we put it in the calculator. Now, I've taught you this before, but I want to make sure we're clear about how to put this in the calculator, okay? All right. Just as we've done several times, a bunch of times before, you're going to multiply everything across the top. Well, you got a couple of ones here. In this case, you're just multiplying that times that, right? So plug in this number, multiply it by that number. Here, I'll put up my calculator and do it with you. So 3.00 times 78.0036. All right, I'm going to hit enter. Okay, multiply what's across the top, hit equals or enter. All right, then hit your divide button and multiply by one of the things on the bottom. Hit enter again. Then hit divide and multiply by the other thing on the bottom.
When you multiply at the top, you press enter.
Multiply across the top, hit enter or equals. Divide by one of the things on the bottom, hit enter or equals. Divide by the other thing on the bottom, hit enter or equals, and so forth. Okay? Let's see what kind of answer we get. 1.3902997. Okay. This is grams of aluminum hydroxide. And we're going to round off to how many digits? Three digits. 1, 2, 3. .39 grams of aluminum hydroxide. What did I get in the last problem? The other version. 1.39. Okay, now, let me tell you something. Let me just tell you this real quick. You will sometimes get a slightly different answer when you do this in two different ways. Okay? Sometimes. All right? It might not be exactly 1.39 when you round off. Okay? Maybe this answer will be 1.40 or something. Either way for calculating this is acceptable, because you're in a beginning chemistry class. However, this is actually a better way to do it. Now, you can do it this way. If that works better for you, fine. This is actually a better way because doing it this way, I'm rounding off 3 times. I'm actually propagating an error. Okay? Every time you round off, there's a slide error. And every time, if you round off multiple times in a problem, then you're propagating the error. This actually gives you a better answer. Okay? Not required. No extra points for doing this way. I'm just telling you for your information so that when you take a college chemistry class and they tell you you can only do it this way, that's why. Make sense? In fact, in college very often you'll do all these big, long calculations and you're not allowed to round off until you get to the very end. And that's kind of tough because you've got to figure out all the rules for each step and to put it all together. That's a lot to keep up with. And we're in a high school class, so I'm trying to give you less to keep up with right now, okay? And still understand the basic idea. Got it? All right. Now, do you think this is easier than that?
Yes.
I think so. But you don't have to do it that way. All right? I'll allow you to do it either way. Any questions? All right. I actually have designed this stoichiometry problem, mass to mass stoichiometry problem, so that it is actually, the math will be a little bit easier than what we did today. Okay? You'll do the same processes, but the math's a little bit easier. I'll come back and explain that in a second. Right? In this problem, we're going from grams of calcium. All right? What's the molar mass going to be if you have just one atom? Just that atomic mass. So do you have to really calculate the molar mass like we did before with 3 or 4 or 5 different atoms? So I kind of made that part simpler for you, okay?
We don't have to do the molar mass?
You have to show me the equality statement, but there's less calculations to do if it's just one element.
Oh, so it's just calcium.
All right, and the same with the product. We just got aluminum here. Please don't back up yet. Give me a second. I need to review a couple things. All right? But the process, the big process of calculating is the same. Convert to moles of your starting amount. Convert from one species to the other using the molar ratio. And finally convert back to mass. Okay? All right, see ya.